Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will continue book Epistle on Sufism, al-Qushayri. So, if you still not subscribed, please subscribe and press bell icon. Let's start. Abu Bakr al-Zakkak said, I wandered about in the wilderness of the children of Israel for 15 days. When I finally found the way, I met a soldier who gave me a drink of water. Its harshness entered my heart and tormented me for 13 years. It is said that Rabi al-Adawiya mended a tear in her shirt in the light cast by a ruler's lamp. She lost her heart for a while until she remembered that episode. She then ripped her shirt and rediscovered her heart. Sufyan al-Thawari was seen in a dream. He had a pair of wings with which he was flying from tree to tree in the garden of paradise. Someone asked him, by what means did you obtain them? He answered, by scrupulousness. Hassan bin Abu Sinan once came upon some companions of Al-Hasan al-Basri. He asked, what is the most thing difficult for you? They answered, scrupulousness. He said, there is nothing easier for me than that. They asked him how that could be. He responded, for 40 years I have not quenched my thirst by drinking from the stream of yours. Hassan bin Abu Sinan did not sleep on his side, eat cooked food or drink cold water for 60 years. Someone saw him in a dream after his death and asked him, how has God treated you? He answered, quite well. However, I am barred from entering paradise on account of a needle I borrowed and never returned. Abdul Wahid bin Ziyad had a slave who served him for many years. He spent 40 years in worship. Before that, he had been a grain measurer. After he died, someone saw him in a dream and asked him, how has God treated you? He answered, well, however, I am barred from paradise because God held against me the dust of the grain measure with which I dispensed 40 measures. Jesus, son of Mary, peace be upon both of them, passed by a cemetery. He called upon one of the dead lying there, and God Most High restored him to life. Jesus asked him who he was. He answered, I was a porter. I carried things about for people. One day I was carrying firewood for someone. I broke off a splinter from that firewood, and I have been accountable for that since I died. Abu Sayyid al-Kharaz was speaking on scrupulousness when Abbas bin al-Muhtadi passed by. He said, Abu Sayyid, aren't you ashamed? You sit under the roof of Abu al-Dawanik, drink from Zubaida's pool, do business with false coins, and yet you talk about scrupulousness. Renunciation, Zuhud. Hamza bin Yusuf al-Sahmi al-Jarjani informed us, Abu al-Hussein Ubaidullah bin Ahmad bin Yaqub Mukri informed us at Baghdad. Jafar bin Mujashi told us. Zayd bin Ismail said. Qathir bin Hisham told us. Al-Hakam bin Hisham told us on the authority of Yahya bin Said, on the authority of Abu Farwa, on the authority of Abu Khalad, who was one of the Prophet's companions, that the Prophet, may God's blessing and peace be upon him, said, if you see a man who has been graced with renunciation of this word and an eloquent speech, seek his company, for wisdom has been taught to him. The Master and Imam Abu al-Qasim al-Qushayri, may God have mercy on him, said, the folk's opinions differ regarding renunciation. Some of them argue that one should only renounce that which is prohibited by the divine law, because that which is lawful has been made permissible by God Most High. If God bestows upon his servant licit property and the servant devotes himself to worshipping God out of gratitude for his generosity, then his abandoning this property is no better than keeping it by God's leave. Others say that the renunciation of that which is prohibited is an obligation, whereas renouncing that which is lawful is a virtue. They also say that having little property, provided that the servant of God endures his condition patiently, satisfied with whatever God has apportioned from him, and content with what God bestows upon him, is better than living comfortably and lavishly in this world. For God Most High urged his creatures to abstain from this world when he said, the enjoyment of this world is little, the world to come is better for him who fears God. There are many other verses in the Quran that disparage this word and enjoin men to renounce it. Others argue that if the servant spends his property in obedience to God, is known for his patience, and does not have recourse to what the law forbids in times of adversity, then renouncing that which is permitted is better for him. Still others say that he must not abandon that which is permitted to him by God on his own accord, nor must he seek that which exceeds his needs. Instead, he must preserve that which has been apportioned for him by God. If God Most High and Exalted bestows upon him some legal property, he should be grateful to him. If God Most High's provision for him is sufficient for his needs, then he should not strive to obtain surplus. Patience is best suited for the poor man, while gratitude is more appropriate for one who has licit property. They recite the following verse concerning the meaning of renunciation. Each speaks about his own movement, and they refers to his own appointed limit. I heard Sheikh Abu Abdurrahman al-Sulami, may God have mercy on him, say, Ahmad bin Ismail al-Azdi told us, Imran bin Musa al-Isfanji told us, Al-Dwarki told us, Waki bin al-Jara said, renunciation of this word means cutting short one's hopes rather than eating coarse food or wearing a woolen cloak. I also heard him, al-Sulami, say, I heard Said bin Ahmed say, I heard Abbas bin Isam say, I heard Al-Junaid say, I heard Al-Sari al-Sakti say, God praise be upon him, withdraws this word from his friends and protects it from his elect ones. He removes it from the hearts of those he loves, for he would not be pleased with them enjoying it. They say that renunciation is derived from God's words in the Quran, that you may not grieve for what escapes you, nor rejoice in what has come to you, because the renouncer does not delight in anything he has of this world, nor is he sorry about losing something of it. Abu Usman al-Hiri said, renunciation is that you give up this word, then not care about whoever picks it up. I heard the master Abu Ali al-Dakak say, renunciation is that you give up this word as it is and not say, I will build a Sufi lodge, rebut, or construct a mosque in it. Yahya bin Mu'adh said, renunciation instills the habit of being generous with worldly possessions, while love instills the habit of being generous with one's own spirit. Ibn al-Jala said, renunciation is to look at this world with a view to its transience so as to see its total insignificance. Then turning away from it becomes easy for you. Ibn Khafif said, the mark of renunciation is to preserve equanimity while losing your property. He also said, renunciation is keeping your heart oblivious of secondary means and your hands free from any worldly possessions. They also say that renunciation is to restrain oneself from this world without exerting any effort. I heard Sheikh Abu Abdurrahman al-Sulami, may God have mercy on him, say, I heard al-Nasrbadi say, the renouncer is a stranger in this world, while the divine gnostic is a stranger in the hereafter. It is also said that to him whose renunciation is sincere, this world will present itself in utter humility. That's why a proverb says, if a hat were to fall from the sky, it would land on the head of someone who does not want it. Al-Junaid said, renunciation is to free one's heart of whatever one's hands are already free of. Abu Sulaiman al-Darani said, wool is a mark of renunciation. Therefore, one must never wear a woolen garment that costs 3 dirhams if one's heart is longing for 5 dirhams. The Muslims of old have held different opinions regarding renunciation. Sufyan al-Thawri, Ahmad bin Hanbal, Eissa bin Yunus, and a few others have argued that renunciation is cutting short one's hopes for things of this world. Their sayings seem to indicate that cutting short hopes is one of the signs of renunciation, one of its causes and a reason that necessitates it. Abdullah bin al-Mubarak said, renunciation is to keep trust in God Most High and to love poverty. This was also the opinion of Shaqiq al-Balkhi and Yusuf bin Asbat. Keeping trust in God is also one of the signs of renunciation, for one is capable of renunciation only when one puts one's trust in God Most High. Abdul Wahid bin Zaid said, renunciation is to give up both the dinar and the dirham. Abu Sulaiman al-Darani said, renunciation is to abandon anything that distracts you from God Most High. May He be praised. I heard Muhammad bin al-Hussein, may God have mercy on him, say, I heard Ahmad bin Ali say, I heard Ibrahim bin Fatik say, I heard Al-Junaid say that Ruwaym bin Ahmad once asked him about renunciation, and Al-Junaid answered, it is thinking little of this word and erasing its traces from your heart. Sari al-Sakti said, the renouncer's way is lacking as long as he is not preoccupied with himself, whereas the Gnostic's way is lacking as long as he is preoccupied with himself. Someone asked Al-Junaid about renunciation. He answered, it is keeping your hands free from possessions and your heart from attachment to this world. Someone asked Al-Shibli about renunciation. He answered, it is to renounce anything other than God Most High. Yahya bin Mu'adh said, one cannot attain true renunciation until one has acquired three qualities: works without any attachment, speech without greedy intention, and power without overlordship. Abu Hafs said, one can only renounce that which is lawful, since there is nothing in this world that is lawful. There can be no renunciation. Abu Usman al-Hiri said, God Most High gives the renouncer more than he desires. He gives the one who desires less than what he desires, and he gives the upright one exactly what he desires. Yahya bin Mu'adh said, the renouncer pours vinegar and mustard into your nose, while the Gnostic treats you to the scent of musk and ambergris. Al-Hasan al-Basri said, renunciation of this world is that you loathe its inhabitants and everything that it contains. One of the Sufis was asked about renunciation of this world. He responded, to relinquish whatever is in it to whoever is in it. A man asked Dhullun al-Misri, when will I renounce the world? He answered, only when you have renounced your own self. Muhammad bin al-Fadl said, the ascetics prefer others to themselves when they themselves have enough, while the gallant ones, Fityan, prefer others to themselves, even if they are themselves in need. God Most High said, they prefer others above themselves, even though poverty is their lot. Al-Qahtani said, there is one thing over which the Kufans, the Madinis, the Iraqis and the Syrians have no disagreement: renunciation of this world, generosity of the soul, and giving good advice to people. He meant that no one can say these things are not laudable. A man asked Yahya bin Mu'adh, when shall I enter the tavern of trust in God, put on the cloak of renunciation, and be seated with renouncers? He answered, when in your secret training of your soul you attain such a degree that were God to withhold your sustenance for 3 days, you would not become any weaker than you were before. As long as you have not attained this degree, you are sitting on the same carpet with the genuine renouncers is sheer ignorance. For I cannot guarantee to you that you will not find yourself disgraced among them. Bishr al-Khafi said, renunciation is like a king who resides only in a heart that is cleansed of worldly attachments. I heard Muhammad al-Hussein say, I heard Abu Bakr al-Razi say, I heard Muhammad bin al-Ashat al-Bikandi say, if someone discourses on renunciation and preaches it to other people while longing after what they own, then God Most High will remove the love of the next word from his heart. It is also said that when a servant of God renounces this word, God appoints for him an angel who plants wisdom into his heart. Someone asked a Sufi, why have you renounced this word? He answered, because it has renounced me. Ahmad bin Hanbal said, renunciation can be of three different kinds. First, abandoning that which is prohibited by the divine law, which is the renunciation of the commoners. Second, abandoning excess in that which is lawful, which is the renunciation of the elect. Third, abandoning that which distracts God's servant from God Most High, which is the renunciation of the Gnostics. I heard Master Abu Ali al-Daqqaq say, someone asked a Sufi why he had renounced the word. He answered, after I have renounced most of it, so I no longer have any desire for what little has remained out of it. Yahya bin Mu'adh said, this word is like an unveiled bridge. The one who seeks her becomes her cosmetician, while the one who renounces her blackens her face, tears out her hair, rends her dress. As for the Gnostic, he is preoccupied with God alone and pays no attention to her. I heard Abu Abdullah al-Sufi say, I heard Abu al-Tayyib al-Samari say, I heard al-Junayd say, I heard al-Sari say, I have tried all manner of renunciation and obtained from it all I wished, except for renunciation of people. I have not attained it, nor am I capable of ever attaining it. It is said that renouncers have not departed toward any destination except their own selves, for they have given up this world's transitory bounty for the sake of one that never ends. Al-Nasrbadi said, renunciation spares the blood of the ascetics and spills the blood of the Gnostics. Hatim al-Assam said, the renouncer expends his purse before he expends his soul, whereas one who pretends to be a renouncer expends his soul before he expends his purse. I heard Muhammad bin Abdullah say, I heard Ali bin al-Hussein say, Ahmad bin al-Hussein informed us, Muhammad bin al-Hassan told us, Muhammad bin Jafar told us, Al-Fudail bin Ayad said, God placed all evil in one house and made its key love of this world. He placed all good in another house and made its key renunciation. For this video we will finish here. We will continue inshallah in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Till then, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.